Yes, clear.
So today we will discuss about forms, form view and list view. So as of now, we are able to create the instance and we are able to configure the things. And once we configure the things, we are able to create the users and we are able to achieve the roles and groups. And now, once they create any uh, user profile, we can raise the incidents and problems. Like as discussed, this particular tool is mainly used for ticketing we use. So if they wanted to use it as a ticketing tool, how they can use? First of all, there should be some forms, uh, like to raise the request there should be some place, and to resolve this issue there should be some place. So usually I will take an example for incident. But incident is a separate topic again. I will explain in detail about incident management when the topic comes into picture. But I am taking incident is a topic to explain the form. So this is a form. So you don't need to focus on this particular field, data now, like what is nodes, what is related records. You don't need to focus on this, but you just need to know this particular consider any application form you are filling. Suppose if you wanted to get a passport, then you will have to fill up passport application, right? So the application, if they have bundle of papers in their hand, the person who is distributing a passport application, that person might be having the list. I mean, a bundle, more number of application papers. Consider that is filled applications or without filled, it is not a matter, but that person is having so many. So if the person is having so many applications with so many records, like one application is for one person, right? Consider they have 100 papers, that means they have 100 records. But if he particularly pick one record, I mean, particularly take this one particular paper, and if you see that particular paper inside, then you can see one particular person information there. So if at all you see in the list place, you can just see, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, so on. So we have 100 records. But if you wanted to see individual person details inside of that record, then you will have to pick up one paper and need to see what is the information saying there inside that. Same way, similar to that, here, if you wanted to see the incidents, we have a list, incident dot list. If you type like this, if you open, here we have all the list of incidents which is present in our instance, and you can compare it with passport bundle. So here bundle of records are there. If you wanted to see what exact record is this for and what exact information is there is inside this, you will have to click on that and open that. Then you will see what is issue, like what exact the reason for this incident raised, those things you can see. So this is called form view and this is called list view. Got it?
Yes.
Great. So these are all the fields collecting the information from the customer. Like there should in passport application form also you should be having some questions to answer. So you will read that question and you will answer that same way. Here, these are all the questions. These questions will be called as fields here. Number, this is a number. Caller, who is the caller? Caller name we'll have to enter. So this in detail I'll explain in incident management class, like why this is caller, why this is, how it is configured. These things I will explain later. But we just focus on this, like this is called form view and this is called list view. And now we will look into this form configuration, how this form is configured. Irrespective of incident or problem or change, irrespective of any page, you should be having the configuration access. So if you right click here on top banner, if you right click here, you can see configure as an option. So you can configure these many things. Whatever you see here, these are all related to developing things, and this is a just form design. So this is how the form looks. Here you can see number is staying here, color is staying here. So somewhere you should be designed this, like number should be here, color should be here, and this should be mandatory, and this question should be here. So these are all the details you will have to define somewhere. How to define? This is the way. So configure, you need to go with form design. We have three ways to design this: form builder, form design, form layout. So first, form design is a very basic one. After this, I will explain form layout also. And form builder is a very newly launched thing, and I didn't explore this much yet. This comes in Washington DC version only. In real time, we didn't get upgraded our system yet, so I didn't get a chance to explore. But yeah, in PDI I tried to explore, and I will explain this one as well, but not in detail. So first I'll go with form design. So since we come from incident table, here automatically it will show up incident. Here we need to select the table. So here all the list of table information will be there. Tables will be a separate class. I'll explain that in tomorrow's class, but the table means the data will be stored in that particular place. So that is called a table. So here we came from incident table. Incident related details are saved here. So here you can see incident. And here this is a view of like there are so many views. Under ITSM module, we will use default view. And these are all other views based on modules you are working for. And the self-service as also comes under um, ITSM only. This means if you see it as a self-service, that particular form design will be different. Since we have ITIL role and we are going to develop the form for the person who is going to resolve the issue, that time we will have to select default view. So if you wanted to give the form to the customer, that time you will have to configure it through self-service page. So that is the page where end user is going to like as I said up okay, not for your batch, maybe other batch. So if you're raising any incident, the questions which we are asking you as an end user, that is different, and that will be replicated to technician maybe in technical language. So that is also different. So there will be two different scenarios to design the form. As of now, we just need to focus on default view, and we need to create the form for technicians, like the person who is going to clear these particular incidents or change requests for them. And again, I'll explain self-service thing as well, but it is in this class. Which class? Incident management class. I'll explain that things how we can do for self-service as well. So this is about view, and this is fields. So these are all the out of the box fields. Out of the box means already ready-madely available fields from the ServiceNow vendor itself. These are all the fields available here in the system. So if you wanted to see whether this particular incident is active or not, you can just drag this one and drop it here. Like wherever you require, you drop it. So first of all, this is the page we already configured. So we have designed here like this number, color. So I will just remove this category, subcategory, service offering. So we have defined the way it looks like. Here the fields we have designed, we just, all the fields were before this side, but we just drag and drop this side, so it is coming up like this. Here if you can see, this is a new section here. Incident is a name. Here you can see 2 column, 1 column. So 2 column means if it is 2 column, it should be shown in splitted way, like two sides of the page. Like this is one column, this is one column. So this is two column way. If you can see this short description, we have selected one column. That means entire place is occupied for only one field, short description. So you can see this entire page is occupied here for this particular place is occupied for the short description only. Here we have split it as a two column. It is occupied for two ways. So here notes section, this is a new section. This is a new section. If you wanted to get the new sections like this, these are all the new sections. Let me try to create new section. If you can see plus symbol here, if you click here, it will come up naming as a new section. Since we come from two column plus symbol, it will also give us two column. So if I don't need it as two column, I can make it to one column, and I can something drag and drop here. The naming is showing here as new section. So I will just name it as something maybe performance. I'll name it as performance, or I will name it as schedule. I'll just name it as schedule. I'll try to make it as two column, and I will drag some fields here this side. Maybe actual start and actual end. So we need to just drag and drop it wherever you require. So before it, now if you can see here, resolution information is there, and the last one. After that, there is no other tab here. So I have created a new tab here called schedule, and under the schedule, actual start, actual end is the option. If you can see, resolution information is a section name. Under that, knowledge resolution code, left hand side, resolved by resolve, right hand side. How it is coming here? We have designed like this. This is the section name, these two left hand side and these two right hand side. Similarly, I have created a new section schedule here with these two fields. So let me save this. Now if I refresh, you can see schedule as a tab added here with actual start, actual end. So you might be thinking here, this is one column or two column view. Let me show. So this is one section, and this is another section, and this is another section, and this has come after this, and short description is coming after this. But why for these things coming next to this? Like notes, it should be coming up related records down, right? It shouldn't be like a tabbing one. So how it is enabled? That is enabled like this. So I'll go to the settings. So you might be remembering when I explaining the design configuration things, I said the forms I will explain later. So why forms? Here we have enabled tabbed forms. So tabbed forms we have enabled with related list loading. So how we have enabled this tabbed forms? So the fields whichever we don't like whatever the sections comes after this short description, all the sections would be tabbed. That means all the sections should be coming up one after the other, not the down way. So since we enable this one, it is coming up like this. So I will try to disable this. I will refresh. Now see, all are there, right? If I refresh, so notes is one section now, and related records is coming after notes section, and resolution information coming after related records. Schedule is coming afterwards. But the page is like a clumsy. So to avoid that, we used to go with this option tabbed records. We will enable this. Now it will be tabbed. So there won't be any confusions. Every company will follow this tabbed things for better understanding. Clumsy instead of whatever the details, uh, whatever the details will have to show up under notes. If you wanted to see only notes, you can enable and see here. You can only click on related records and see. But if it is in down, no, you will have to scroll down and see the page looks clumsy and the page looks very like heavily loaded. So this is what the how this tabbing things works, and that is about tabbing. If you wanted to make it as 2 column, you can make it as 2 or 1. If you need 1, you can make. So these are all the fields which is already available. Suppose if you wanted to create a new field um, which is not there in the out of the box. Suppose if you wanted to ask a question, uh, where are you from? If you wanted to ask a question like that, where are you from? But that question is not there here out of the box. That time you will have to get it from field types. So where are you from is a question, but inside that question you need to decide whether the user wanted to enter the information like free text they will have to enter, or they'll have to select some location. Suppose color is a field here, right? Here we'll have to decide if we give it as a free text. Here we have given this magnifying symbol, and if you click on that symbol, it will redirect to system user, like all the list of users. There you will select the user name there. We can give like this as well. If not, we can just give the field like this one also. Number they can freely text it here. Even for short description, there is no particular magnifying symbol to select this description. So we just enter it manually. So the field type we will have to decide. So this is the field type we will have to decide. So where are you from is my question, and the field type would be I can either give it as a free text so customer can enter it manually, or I can give you them as a list of all the locations which is available in the system, and based on that they can select the list. I mean they can select their own place like that. If you wanted to get any, if you wanted to attach anything, the question would be please attach the file. That time you will have to select the field type as attachment. Got it? What is field type means? What I'm trying to explain? Got it?
Oh, field type, I did not get it.
Okay. Mm, yeah. Here see, actual start is my question. Here I'm asking
Mhm.
when is your actual start time. So I'm asking the question, and your answer should be either you can select a calendar, right? In calendar, here I can click on this calendar. I can select the date, actual start date. So I can select like this, or I can give a field like normal free text. So instead of calendar, I can directly type so and so number. So if I give you free text, that time even I can enter ABCD also, but that shouldn't match with the actual start what I'm expecting. So that time definitely I should be giving you a calendar type, right? There should be restriction, like I should get the calendar type. The question what I'm asking, the answer should be the date only. There shouldn't be other alphabets entered there. So then that particular field is waste, right? I'm not getting the correct information if I don't give the calendar type. So for this particular actual start, I should give the field option should be calendar type so that customer is able to select the calendar and I can get the date and time. If at all I give any reference symbol here, that time it will redirect to something referencing things. That time I cannot get the correct answer for this. So the thing is, you will have to decide what type of field you require. Here I need date and time type of field. And here,
Uh, can we, if we want to make it manually, can we do that?
Yeah, that is what I'm about to explain. So theoretically, I'm telling field type is that. So if where are you from? I wanted to ask you where are you from. That time I have two options, whether I can give you a free text to enter or I can redirect you to the list of locations which is available in the system. First, suppose if I wanted to attach anything, audio, if I wanted to attach the audio to the system, that time here the field type should be audio. I will get it under this particular section only. Here, here it shows new audio. Here, this field name is actual start. If you wanted to modify the question, you need to click on this gas symbol. The label, whatever the details you will enter under the label, that will be the question is visible for this label will be front end part and name would be back end part. So whenever scripting is required on that particular field, that time we will take the backend value. So like system understand only backend things, right? So developers will work on backend things, and this actual whatever is showing up as a label that will be visible here. Like this is a front end, and if you wanted to do some scripting on this particular field, that time you need to take backend value. So for that reason, label will be given like this, and name we'll have to select. So this is already existing one. Actual start is the system is the option is existing in the system. So it is not giving us to modify the backend value because the system is already giving this value by default. It is already existing, and some other values might be affect. It will if they give a chance to us to modify this. But this particular new audio type of field I have taken, this will give us the chance to modify this because this is a customized one. I am going to modify it whatever is required for me. So I will name it a question. I will name the question will be please attach the audio file here. I will name it like that. And this is the backend value. So for if I wanted to do any scripting in future on this particular field, that time I need to take this particular information while scripting. I should not touch this one. This is just for front end information. For backend, if I wanted to write any script, I need to take this is the value of this one. So if you look at this, here by default, U is coming up in front, starting of the name. But if you look at any of the predefined one, out of the box one, U is not there. So why U is coming up here? Because it is user customized one. So if you try to remove U and try to save, if you try to remove, it is removed here. But if I try to save it, it won't be removed. It will come up again. While saving, you can see U is there already. Because whenever we are creating manually creating that time, that will be called as customized field, and this U symbol will be there by default. That is how we can identify, okay, this particular field is not given by ServiceNow system. This particular field is created by us manually. So this is how we can create, and I have saved it. Let me refresh this. This particular form is whatever I have modified here, this will be applicable to entire table. Whatever the table you select, that will applicable to the table. But suppose this is not applicable only for this particular incident, not like that. This will apply